If you are in the real estate space, you have undoubtedly heard about the tragic loss of $15 million in one of Brandon Turner's fund. It is hard to imagine that being a good thing, but you know what? I actually think there might be a silver lining in this tragic event of investor capital being lost at a grand scale. In order to have this conversation, we're going to play a game of what I call ping pong, where Casey and I go back and forth, each giving you three reasons why this might prove to be a good sign, or maybe better yet said, what is the upside of Brandon Turner's massive loss? Casey, what do you got? The game of ping pong. What is your first one?
My first one, I mean, it's definitely the first one that comes to mind. And I think the benefit or the lesson learned is that we cannot rely on big name people or people who have an influence to do our due diligence for us. You have to know what you're talking about, and you can't rely on other people, whether it's Brandon Turner or it's any other big name or just a company that looks like it is got its stuff together and has a great looking website and has, testimonials or recommendations. Look at these past, things that we've done, blah, blah, blah. You can't just blindly, and I'm not saying people blindly. I mean, I've read some of the posts and people are, still with him. And like, I've invested with Brandon with multiple things and this stuff happens, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people, I would guess, that invest in things that he's offering or people like him are offering, are because they don't know how to do it themselves. And they're relying on, an expert. And he is an expert. He really is. People are relying on people's experience. But you have to do your own due diligence, and you have to understand what it is that you're investing in, whether or not a big name is sponsoring it or not.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that one up as your number one. I actually spoke to an LP, right, a limited partner. He's done 35 syndications with lots of different folks.
Yeah.
And his first words of advice were basically pretty simple. Is your GP, in this case, Brandon Turner, on this deal, are they a marketer or an operator? And his lesson for this is if your GP is going on Instagram to solicit money or talk about the deal, they're not an operator. They're a marketer. And he says he never, ever invest with marketers. So I think your first one is awesome. I'll give you the next one. And as somebody who's been investing for 25 years, thrived and survived the GFC, survived and thrived through this apocalypse, I will remind you guys once again, it is always the debt. It is always the debt that blows up. Why was the GFC? Well, 51% of loans had 2-year clocks on them, AKA ARMs. Why have we started the syndication disaster? Well, as Brandon says himself, he had 4 years and it didn't work out and it went kaput. So folks, at the end of the day, no matter what your assumptions, no matter what you're trying to do yourself a favor and leverage 30-year fixed rate debt when you can. If the property doesn't work with 30-year fixed rate debt, here's a hint. Don't do the deal or get a better price. Never forget, ever forget, it's always the debt that blows up. And we're going to see a lot of debt blow up over the next 24 to 36 months. So that's my first one. What do you got for number two?
I had a student today this morning on our coaching call ask me what I thought about a 10-year interest only. And I said,
Nope.
I said, I'm a 30-year fixed girl.
That's right.
Let's just, why would you do something different? Especially if it's a long-term rental, there can't be a big enough upside to that. I mean,
amen.
Yeah. Okay. So my next one is, passive doesn't mean it's risk-free.
Ooh, that's a good one.
People, gives me the chills. People will invest in, these sorts of things, syndications, because they don't have to do any work. It doesn't mean that there isn't a chance that you can lose your money. You for sure can. It's a risk. And the less control you have over everything, the more it's just up in the air, really. What is going to happen? You aren't there every single day. You aren't watching what's going on. You don't know the intricacies, and it's absolutely risky. And I think a lot of people they're like we talked about last week, are lazy. They don't want to do the work to learn how to do these investments themselves. and they see shiny object, I can give someone $100,000 or more. People have given millions of dollars towards these projects, and like, I hope they have it to lose. And I know one of the people in the comments of our last video were like, oh, Casey says, people should have, had the money to lose or expect to lose it. It's not that, but it's don't put all your eggs in someone else's basket. If you can't afford the risk, why are you doing it? Start small, because just because it's a passive investment and someone's giving you a check doesn't mean that it's going to pay off, doesn't mean that it's risk-free. And you could lose it all in the end, just like a lot of these investors are, which is unfortunate and scary. And honestly, in my 10 years of investing and being on social media for 6-7 years, I haven't really seen anything like this happen to anybody. At least that's public knowledge that people are coming out about it. So that COVID really did us dirty.
Yeah. The next one again is sometimes there are benefits to being old like me, is because you get to see things repeat and they're very similar. The biggest one I would tell folks that, if this was your first go around, I want you to remember what that momentum felt like. In 2021, I was starting to see, because I'm an accredited investor, dirtier and dirtier and dirtier deals, bad assumptions, taking record low cap rates and making them go lower, 5% rent growth forever. I mean, just stupid things. Also, I remember going to an event in 2021 where I was the old boomer, because there was a short-term rental guy there and everybody was going, dude, I can see the momentum building. And trust me, when the momentum comes, there is a collapse coming, because you will get every fool and their brother coming over. You will get the shysters and the gurus and the bad actors to steal your money in these vortex of activity. I remember in 2006, people saying out loud, real estate never goes down. Folks, the next time you feel that crazy momentum, be the adult in the room and leave. Yes, I know the party's great. Yes, I know the DJ is banging, but trust me, the cops are coming and they're going to arrest everyone. And in this analogy, that means lose money. So be very, very careful when you start to think the rules don't apply, the momentum is amazing, the party's great, getting on E is wonderful. It's not. You're going to go to jail and lose a lot of money. That's my number 2.
Or lose some brain cells.
Yeah, something.
All right. So the next one I have is, and it kind of goes with my last one, but it is slightly different. And it's the bigger is not always safer.
Yes.
People will talk about apartments and
bigger is better.
Bigger, go big. You got to have the units, the doors. You go big, invest in these big things, be the big dog. And it's like, doesn't mean it's safer. Just because more people are doing it, just because more people are on the edge of the cliff, doesn't mean they all can't fall off together, Yeah. So that's why it's like, invest in things you understand. Again, if you don't understand it and you don't understand your risk, some people are Class A investors, Class B investors. The B's never got paid back. Do you even know where you're at in the pecking order? Do you know if you're first, second, third, or a 700th to get paid back? Like, if I was investing hundreds of thousands of dollars and I was like, well, if shit hits the fan, I'm at the bottom of the list to get paid back. I mean, I don't know about that. To me, that adds an extra layer of risk. So, know what you're investing in. Bigger deals doesn't mean that it's safer. Just because more people are investing in a deal doesn't mean it's safer. I think that this fiasco that's happening is eye-opening. And I've talked to some, potential people in the past week that have been, interested in joining my coaching program or whatever. And I do think, and this is like coming to me, like, why haven't I grown bigger on Instagram? Why did I not grow on Instagram very much? Why is my YouTube channel still small? And I mean, I'm working on it, but it's because I tell the truth. Yeah. It's because I'm a realist. It's because I am one rental at a time. I am brick by brick. I am understand it yourself. Learn to fish. Learn to do the work. Be the expert in your chosen market on a certain thing and just get one at a time. It's not shiny. It's not glamorous. It's not a get rich quick tomorrow. It's a 10-year dedicated plan, and people are lazy AF and they don't want to do the work. And so they get involved in these big syndications, shiny things. They feel badass about themselves. And then things like this happen. And now people out there are like, oh, shoot, maybe I should just take it slower. Maybe I shouldn't put all my eggs in someone else's basket. Maybe I should do the work and do it myself and reduce the risk.
No, I love that. My third one, I will actually give credit where credit would due. Thatch Nguyen told me this, man, this might have been 2022. We were backstage at a decent sized event in SoCal, and we were commiserating about something. And he pulled me aside and he goes, Michael, one thing you got to remember, the bigger the name, the worse the return. Why is that? Well, these big names, they can raise millions of dollars with an Instagram post.
Mm-hmm.
If you have seemingly unlimited money, you're going to do bad deals in this environment where you believe you're Superman, right? When you have that ego that you're Superman and everything you touch turns to gold, you're going to do bad deals. It's going to turn into kryptonite and you're going to hurt people. And Thatch was the first person to say that. Shout out to him. And he's absolutely right. I think when the dust settles in a couple of years, because this is just starting, we are going to see many of the biggest gurus smashed because the bigger the name, the worse the return.
I remember at the beginning of the year, maybe it was last year, time goes by so fast, but I remember you saying, Michael, like these apartment complexes, these syndicators, these big commercial deals are in trouble. I remember you saying that. I remember. And look, here it is. And it's scary. And it's like, well, what else is going to happen? You know?
Yeah.
I feel bad for everyone.
Yeah. At the end of the day, again, it is tragic. It is hurtful. I feel terrible for the people that lost money. But I do think in the grand scheme of things, hopefully more people out there realize that the bigger the name, the worse the return. Hopefully more people take their own ownership, to your point, do the work, realize it's 10 years, not get rich quick. All the stuff that we talk about with brick by brick and one rental at a time, because it is still an amazing way. And you know what the real sad thing is of all this? I just spoke to Anna Kelly right before we got on, and we both agree. We talked about this off air, so it's not recorded, but basically the safest syndication deals to do will actually start in 2027 because the prices will be so depressed and nobody will have any money. It's going to be so amazing. So I'm happy I have multiple seven figures. Yeah. Multiple seven figures to go shopping. So it's going to be fun.
I love that.
Casey, where can people find you?
People can find me on YouTube, Brick by Brick Wealth. You can check out the awesome videos I got teaching all sorts of funsies. And if you're interested in working with me or want to see what I'm up to, you can check out my website, brickbybrickwealth.com.
You're amazing. Thank you. We'll talk next week.
Adios.